Well, good noon to all of you. How are you all doing today? I'm taking a break because I've been out shoveling dirt and digging holes and planting stuff and moving stuff around and getting ready to put in a new section of extended fence and getting ready to lay in the stone border of a new patio, all sorts of things, right? So it's getting warm out here and I'm hot, so I thought I'd sit down and talk to you all about the secret government underground cities that are out there. Have you heard about that? Now, some of you know about these. Matter of fact, I think several of you have been in them. I know who some of you are, and I imagine there's a few of you who have been in these. I have been in. I'm not going to go too far on this. I've seen some. I'll just say that. Okay, I'll just say that. But I'm sitting down having a cup of coffee, and some of you are drinking iced tea, and that's great. I love sweet tea, but I drink coffee when I'm hot until the end of the day, and then I drink beer if I'm thirsty enough. I got this from a friend of mine in the IDF back in the 70s, after they came over for a visit after the Yom Kippur War. And that made it sound like I was in the IDF. No, it was a person that I knew who was in the IDF that I knew. Okay, a friend of mine who was in the IDF. Anyway, he said that he drank coffee, got that from the Arabs, and it does something to, I don't know, normalize your body temperature. I don't know if it's BS or not. Doesn't matter. Sometimes would be out, back when I was still in uniform, it would be out on some hot thing for hours and hours and just sweating like pigs on highways or air shows or something. And then we'd take a break and go into a Waffle House or someplace, and everybody get ice water or tea, and I'd get coffee, and they'd think I was nuts. Let me take a swig and we'll start talking about secret underground cities, okay? So I got a text from a friend of mine this morning, from an article about the secret government underground cities, and I said, well, that's weird, because I had that on my list of things to talk about, to make videos about. So I guess that means I should do it today. So I will. So here we are. So what do you think about this secret underground cities? And then I may get into, I'm not sure whether you should have a bunker or not. That's also on my list of videos to do. Bunkers. Let's just see how it goes here, okay? Now this article is from India Today. And we get a lot of stuff from across overseas that we don't get much here, except from people like Alex Jones. And you be the judge of what do you think about it, right? Like like whoever said you be the judge. Okay, so the title of this is U.S. Built Underground City for Rich to Survive Doomsday, Claims Ex-Official. And then it goes on, it says, former Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Catherine Austin Fitts, many of you know who she is. Make your own judgment about her, too. Some think she's a nut. I think she's pretty brave. I'm surprised she's still alive. Alleged that $21 trillion in taxpayer funds, yes, that's right, trillion, not billions. And you might say, but Steve, our budget is far below that. Yes, I know. And I'm going to maybe if I think about it, I'll talk to you about why all this national debt and everything is totally unimportant. Okay, so $21 trillion in taxpayer funds were funneled into this clandestine project between 1998 and 2015. And that was a very interesting time frame, right? If you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Former U.S. officials claimed government spent $21 trillion in taxpayer money to build an underground city for the ultra-wealthy and top officials to survive a near-extinction event. Catherine Austin Fitts, who served as Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under President George H.W. Bush, Big Bush, made the startling allegation on former Fox News host Tucker Carlson's podcast. She didn't offer evidence. Well, how do you offer it? Well, okay. But cited a 2017 study now pay attention to this, by Michigan State University economist Mark Skidmore that flagged major unauthorized spending across the Departments of Defense and Housing and Urban Development from 98 to 2015. Fitz claims she spent years investigating where the $21 trillion could have gone, eventually discovering that the funds were used to construct a vast network of about 170 underground bases. Some of these bunkers are allegedly located beneath the ocean. What do you all think about that? We systematically went through and tried to estimate how many underground bases, both underground in the United States, but also underground under the ocean around the United States, Fitz said. And our estimate was 170 with a transportation network connecting them. You know, this is interesting. I'll interject something here. Oldest son, who's in a special program, this was last year in high school, special program, CAPS program, what is it? Advanced Professional Studies, Center for Advanced Professional Studies, I think. His school district started it years ago, and now it's being copied all around the world. But he's in the justice, law and justice program, and so he gets to go to a lot of cool places. Well, they went to. I told you that he had gone through the city emergency preparedness secret facility that nobody knows about some time ago. Well, this last week he went to the county one, and he said that the city didn't even compare to the county. Now here's something else also. I know the head of emergency preparedness for the county just south of us, and it is a booming up and coming county, but it's up and coming. It's not there yet. And I had asked him, what do you guys have in plan in case something like what's in my books happens? He says, nothing. He says, we've seen a couple of videos by Homeland Security, and that's it. But in our county, and this is the difference in counties, it matters where you live. Aiden said they were able to go into this facility. He said it was unbelievable. He said it was like a James Bond movie, as well as, all the years of food and water, but all the tunnels that went between different buildings and all that, it was a real eye-opener for him. So she's saying there's about 170 of these underground facilities with transportation network connecting them. All right, I will attach this when I put this up on the Patreon channel. I'll attach this article to it because there's also an embedded video with it where she's talking. Okay, so I'll continue the article. It says the existence of U.S. government bunkers is well documented. Facilities such as Mount Weather in Virginia, Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, and Raven Rock in Pennsylvania are known to serve as command centers during crisis. Hear that? They know I'm talking about the underground centers. They're coming to check, right? However, Fitz alleged a far larger and secretive network exists. They're spraying something on me. She suggested the bunkers could also be used to support a secret space program or other undisclosed government operations. Carlson expressed skepticism, saying he had assumed such installations were limited to Washington, D.C. for use in the event of a nuclear war, but Fitz replied, some of it is. It's preparation for catastrophe. Okay, continuity of government. We all know that, right? It's nothing new. The former official did not share the alleged underground network size, scope, and access protocols. She also didn't name any elite individuals who might have access to the purported bunkers in the event of a disaster. Well, that's kind of a non-argument, right? I mean, why would she? We know who's going to have access to it, and why would she name any so-called elite individuals, right? Facilities like the Cold Warrior, a bunker beneath the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia intended to shelter lawmakers, are evidence of the U.S.'s preparations for doomsday, but nothing on the scale that Fitz claimed has been documented. Incidentally, USA Today reported that a secretive underground facility at Mount Weather, we know about that. If you don't know about Mount Weather, just Google it. I'm sure there's something about it. Where congressional leaders sheltered following the 9/11 attacks is currently undergoing upgrades, although the reason for the renovations is classified. Okay. In another article, and this is just one that I read. I read several articles. In another article that I read, it said that there had been over $60 trillion in expenditures, and that there were, I mean, like something about in the DoD, there had been a line, an item in there that they had adjusted their expenditures by $6 trillion. I mean, they don't have a budget that big. And so, you can see when you, by the way, and I don't know that I've ever mentioned this, I went through the IRS Financial Investigation School years ago. So I know kind of what to look for. And some of you, I mean, you wouldn't need to have done that. If you see that a department with the budget in the billions all of a sudden has a $6 trillion adjustment, it doesn't take a genius to go, wait a minute, what's that? Well, that's where they're hiding it. Now, does that mean there were actually $6 trillion that went? No, this is a matter of $6 trillion in charges and charge-offs and all sorts of things, right? Here's the secret that I hoped that I would remember about the national debt and all this. It's never meant to be paid off. Okay. This is a Ponzi scheme. It's never been meant to be. That's why I don't get all excited about the national debt and deficits and things like that. So, the secret, and some of you saw when I went down and did the video of the Branson Airport spooky place, right? And I asked you, did you think that was one of the secret underground bases? I took you for a little turn. If you didn't see it, you can probably find it. Just put Branson Airport or something up in the search bar, and it'll probably pop up on you. I didn't find anything secret. I didn't find the secret door, nor did I trip over any of the elite people who might be going down in there. It was just something I did for fun. Okay. So, what do you think about that? Of course they're there, right? Now, here's another interesting thing. They are doing this for a near extinction event. And which brings up the old question, do they know something we don't? And the answer is almost always, yeah, they know a lot we don't know, right? Nothing like hot coffee when you're hot. I have a former student, the only guy I ever awarded a black belt to, who is now an astrophysicist and cosmologist down in Australia. And he sent me some stuff about a year ago, and he gives speeches on it. One of these days I'll remember to put up his speeches on the Patreon channel. Maybe I'll remember it on this. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to do another video on, the event, the possibility of, I forget whether it's an asteroid or a comet, but scientists are concerned, and they follow this stuff, as to whether there will be another, dinosaur extinction impact. And it's very interesting. It could happen. So is that what this is about? If that happens, there's really nothing that you and I can do about it. The asteroid, that's the big one, right? We prepare for all of the other stuff. And like I've always said, if you prepare for an EMP or a CME, you're pretty much prepared for everything else. And so that's what I suggest. And some of that does have some of that includes a safe place, a safe space to go, right? It doesn't mean, now I'm not a big one for holding up someplace over long term. But, we got a lot of flying insects around here today. I wonder what woke them up. Oh, I know probably what. That helicopter probably dumped them on top of my house because they heard me talking about the secret bunkers for the elite, right? You think that? So, having a good, safe place is important, even though I'm not big for holding up somewhere, because I prize mobility over, defending a static position. One of the first things that I would have as people got up higher into my martial arts system, I would have them study Custer's Last Stand, Dien Bien Phu, and Khe Sanh, and all the messages in those were the danger of protecting, or trying to protect, or defend a static position against a mobile adversary. But still, it's good to have some place that you can, boogie down into if something comes, if you need it for something temporary. So just think about that. Like I said, I wrote about it in my books. I haven't mentioned my books. I will tag the commercial on the end here, and I will let you know that this is always our sponsor. If you haven't read my books, the Stone Mount series, I think you would like them. I think you would love them, actually. Let me turn you this way so you see a little bit more. Probably should have set it up better. I think you would love them. People have called them the best post-apocalyptic book series that they've ever read, and I thank them for that, because I tried to write a good series, and I think I did. It's the story of a family, a prepared family, who, as the result of their preparedness, was able to continue to live well after a total collapse of everything in the world caused by a CME, and also who, as a result of their preparedness, were not only to continue to live well themselves, but help other people, and finally rebuild society. You can get them a couple of ways, and I do talk about the bunker that they have in here at Stonemont. A couple of ways. You can get them through Amazon. That link's down below, or you can get them straight from me, and that is through our website, stonemont.us. And a couple of things about that: if you get them through Amazon, you can get them in paperback or Kindle or Audible. If you get them through me, you can't get them through Kindle or Audible, of course, but you can get the paperbacks, and you can get the whole set. You can buy the whole set, which you can't do through Amazon. You save money when you buy the set, and I think over 90% of the people who buy the books buy the set instead of an individual book, but you do what you want to. And when you buy it by the set, you get a discount, because it saves us money when we ship it that way. And we toss in the Stonemont notebook, which people love. I love mine. I use it all the time. You'll want it for your notes and kind of all your Stonemont notes, the thing you've learned from the books. People have told me they've read through the whole series 5 times, are still learning stuff that they missed the first 4 times, and the Stonemont notebook is the place to write those lessons down. So the thing about it, if you get them from me, I have to warn you, it's going to take you some time, because we keep running out. We have so many orders coming in. It's just I think I'm ordering enough to satisfy the orders that are coming in, and then I don't. More orders keep coming in, more than I had anticipated. I do my best to keep up, but it usually takes a few weeks after you've ordered them from me for you to get your books. If you can wait, I love it, because then I sign them for you. I write a note in there to you, and we kind of become friends as a result, and I like that. Okay, but whichever way you do it, you love the series, and you will learn a lot. And we talk a little bit about bunkers in there. So what do you think? Have you ever been in one of these? Now, those of you who have been in these underground secret cities probably can't talk about it. Just put a little emoji up there with dark glasses on, right? And I'll know. So what do the rest of you think? You think they exist? You think they should exist? You think that there is an existential threat? Just a second. You think there's an existential threat headed our way that the government knows about? Or they're just, hey, they know something's going to happen, right? And they're going to take care of themselves. Which is a reminder, you need to take care of yourself, all right? Okay, you all have a good, I'm going to get back out there, almost finished my coffee. I'm going to get back out there and get back to work. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.